Welcome back to another episode of Unplugged with Nikki Marie. We're going to start by me asking you to please hit the subscribe button, comment, do all the things to keep this hyped up. And also a thank you to Junkless for sponsoring this episode. If you've heard me talk on the podcast before, you've heard me mention Junkless. They are deliciously real ingredients, less sugar, less junk. Keep the snacks coming. I'm going to open this one up and give you a sneak peek into the up close and personal to a Junkless bar. If you compare it to the others, look at the ingredients and you will see this one's 100% whole grain oats, cocoa, dark chocolate chips, GMO free. Okay. Say less for the moms. Junkless is mom approved and Nikki approved and loaded into our snack drawer every single day. Here we go. I'm going to tear one open. Today we have a guest. I said I was going to tear it open. Ready? We're going to do that. Oh, there's the ASMR that you've been waiting for. Let's see if me breaking the bar gives you any ASMR delight. Ready? Nothing. But there is the double chocolate flavor, which I'm going to munch on shortly. I'm going to put it down in front of me because we can't have chewing on the show. But today, I would like to introduce you to one of my favorite social media follows since 2020. This is one of my OG. Oh my gosh, I need to be on TikTok because of this person, CelinaSpookyBoo. I started following her for her sleepwalking videos. If you haven't seen those, you need to go right now. Maybe pause this even. Go right now, put in CelinaSpookyBoo sleepwalking video. You will cry laughing. And then I fell in love with her dad jokes video with her husband. And now I'm in love with her vulnerability, her womanhood, sharing the road to motherhood through IVF and the blessing of a surrogate. And today, in honor of spooky season, we're here to talk about her Haunted Estate series on YouTube, as well as her journey to motherhood after loss. Welcome to Unplugged with Nikki Marie, Celina. So you're kind of part of our family.
I know. We are quasi-connected here with Mr. Frankie, who discovered me many a year ago.
All you need is a ghost tattoo like us.
Yeah.
Listen, I remember Frankie and I talking about you and being like, I'm obsessed with her content.
That makes me so happy. Well, I love Frankie. I owe my life to Frankie. I remember it's crazy. I had like 14 million followers at this point. No one wanted me. And then Frankie one day was like, hey, want to chat? And I was like, yes.
Well, we were talking about that a little bit before, and it's funny because like when I reach out to people, it's usually just to vibe check. Like it's like, hey, I want to learn more. I'm so intrigued with like the content. I want to see what's going on, and then like automatically it clicked, and I'm like, yes, like this is crazy. But like it's been what like 6 years, like
Was it 2020 or 2019? I think it was 2020. Yeah,
2020.
So
20,
5
I
years.
came over to underscore for 5 years, which is wild. Wild.
2020.
Crazy.
But that was when TikTok was just a complete hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a train wreck, but we were all there for it.
Nobody knew what was going on.
Nobody. I was like, oh, that video popped off. So we were just talking about it. But now that like you've been through such a journey, and I think I want to lean into two main things today. One, the motherhood journey, because October Pregnancy Loss Awareness Month.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Frankie has shared with you. I've had miscarriages and
tell me that
delivered a stillborn, and I come in with a lot of the beliefs that you have, which is everything happens for a reason. I need to know the reason. I need to know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Every single time. It's just I always just wanted answers on everything, and I needed to understand.
Yep. And so let's jump right in.
Yeah.
Having losses, having this journey of trying to become a mother.
Yep.
And then now becoming a mother, let's go back to the people who maybe don't know your whole journey. Like, what has the journey of motherhood been like for you?
Yeah. So for me, I was such a weird kid. I didn't want to be a vet. I didn't want to be a doctor. I didn't want to do any of this. I just wanted to have kids. My mom loved being a mom. She got sick when I was super young. So I kind of mommed my brother quite a lot. Like I was the one who got him to school. I'm the one who by like grade 5, I was doing banking and grocery shopping and doing all of that kind of stuff. And I just knew I wanted to be a mom, like so bad. That was it. And I was like the babysitter. Like if anybody wanted a babysitter, they're like, do you have Celina? Celina's great. Like it's going to be great. And I love that. And then when Adam and I got married, like I'm like, I want to get married and I want to have babies. Let's just have babies. So it was such a strange experience because the first time we tried it happened, ended in loss, and then just never happened after. And we didn't know quite what was wrong, and we ended up going to so many different doctors over the years. And the Canadian healthcare system is kind of wacky. Like you have to wait a million years for anything. And I remember being like 22 years old, and they're like, no one's going to take you seriously. No one's really going to help or push a thing till you're in your mid to late 30s, until it's an emergency, because things were a lot different back then. And I just remember feeling so frustrated because I was like, I just want to have kids. Like this was my plan. I don't have a backup plan. I just wanted to do this. So we went to different clinics. We'd leave clinics. I'd give up. I feel like honestly my 20s disappeared because it was just every morning, go to cycle monitoring, take all these different drugs and try all these different things. And it messed so much with like your brain chemistry. And, you know, you end up getting such bad anxiety and you just don't trust yourself because you're like, I don't know what's going on with my body or whatever's going to happen. Cause it was an unexplained fertility. They're like, there's no reason this isn't happening. And then it wasn't until I went to one doctor who put me out and like got up in my business. Yeah. And he was able to tell me that I have a corneate uterus, which were called unicorns, which I find hilarious. And my uterus looks like a banana. It looks like a unicorn horn. And I remember it was so funny in a dark moment. But I said to Adam, I'm like, if I have it, you need to find a funny way to tell me because I'm going to be so high out of surgery and I'm going to be so sad. And he had gone to the gift shop and he bought a stuffed unicorn at the hospital. And I was just sitting there and I looked at him and he was like, and I'm like, is it? And he just like lifts up this unicorn and I'm just like, but then I laughed and then I'm like, ha ha. Oh, no. I love you. No, but so what the doctor ended up explaining, he's like, unless it implants, like it got deeper than this. He's like, unless the egg implants in the perfect spot, it's going to pop off the wall every time. Like it's going to, and that's what it happened every time. It would just pop off, which was crazy. But, it was such a strange thing to just learn about your body. Cause I also learned up, like I have 2 ovaries, right? One doesn't have a tube that goes. And the 2 times I did get pregnant, it went from the ovary that wasn't connected, made its way completely over to the other side and inside. So like human bodies are insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So I got pregnant in 2014. I got pregnant in 2016. And then I never did again. I just never did. I took birth control. I never needed to, but I took it for like 10 years, which is insane. And I didn't need to. But you know, eventually we got to this point where I made peace with it. I'm like, it's just not my path. And then I found TikTok, which is crazy because COVID happened. It was a shitstorm. And that's when I found like my army. That's when I found my people. And I had gone to this place in my mind where I'm like, okay, we're just going to be childless people. I found my family. My family is these awesome strangers on the internet. Yeah. And then we were kind of like, you know what? We live in this country property. Kids need to be here. Let's try one last thing. And I spoke to this woman at CFC Families, which is like a surrogacy agency out of Toronto, I think. And she talked me into, I was going to like do embryo adoption because I was scared to do IVF after everything. She's like, just do it. It's not as bad as you think. And I did it. And I'm so glad I did it. It wasn't as bad as I thought. And then our awesome surrogate, you know, I'm like, let's just do one transfer. Let's see. And it just, everything fell into place so easy. And for me, that's insane because nothing was easy, right? Nothing was easy. And this whole time, fatalist. I'm like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. Something bad's going to happen. Even to like after he was born, I was in like this constant state of it's not real. Something's going to be wrong. You know, something's going to happen. And no, it happened. And we missed his birth, but it happened.
Oh, I heard the story about the missing the birth of like how not because you were negligent.
No.
Because it literally.
It was so funny because I talked to the surrogate the whole time. Her name is Jessie. She's awesome. She's like, I've never had a birth, like a labor that wasn't 18 to 24 hours. And I kept telling her, I'm like, I have had so many dreams that this baby's coming early to the point that the truck was ready to go. I packed towels in my truck under the seat because we were going to pick her up and take her to the hospital. Yeah. And I packed them and we knew that it was coming up. I thought it was going to be an August baby. Our wedding anniversary, 4 a.m. we get the call. do you want to have a baby today? I'm like, yes. She's like, take your time. So we pack the car. We end up leaving around, 7 a.m. Oh, she called us at 6. We left at 7. She called us at 6 a.m. We left at 7. We're driving. She's like, I feel kind of dizzy. Like, I'm just going to call the midwife. But the midwife knows she has long labors. She wasn't even going to come by. So she comes over to see Jessie, checks her cervix. She's like, okay, you're 1 centimeter dilated. You're fine. By the time she walked from upstairs to the base of the stairs, a total of 7 minutes since she left, she sent me a message. 7 minutes later, she goes, they're calling an ambulance. And she lives 2 hours from me. So we've been on the road for about half an hour. And then I get a phone call. All I can hear is Jessie screaming in the background as the midwife says, she's going fast. She's going fast. We got to go. We start driving. We're kilometers here in Canada. We're driving 170 kilometers an hour on the highway. I call the hospital. I'm like, what's the best way to get up to labor and delivery? They tell me. I forget. Adam drops me off at the door. We had to stop. We blew through a lot of red lights, but then there was one busy one. There's this homeless man standing beside us, and he's like, change? And Adam just opens his wallet, gives him $350 and goes, we're having a baby! So we stop. We get at the hospital. Adam's going to park. I run in. There's a security guard. I say, labor and delivery. He goes, go this way, this way, this way. Dude, must have been his first day. Yeah. Must have been I ended up in the back rooms of the hospital. Back rooms. Different hallways. Oh my gosh. I see a random man. He looks terrified. I'm running at him. I'm go, you work here? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, take me to labor and delivery. So I get up to labor and delivery. It's a movie. The doors are shutting because you have to push to get in a special security button. It's closing. I see Adam running down a hallway. So he's parked the car, got to labor delivery before me. I can see him running. I hit the button and I'm just like, that's my husband. And they tell me the room. I can hear a baby crying. I walk in. He had just been born. It was under 4 minutes ago. And Adam it's so awesome because we caught on video. I didn't even know I was recording. I just had hit video before I even left the truck. And you hear him crying. You just hear Adam go, meet your son. And it was thrown into it. Jessie's cracked open. There's so many people in the room. The doctor's like, congratulations. I'm like, who the fuck are you? I don't even, because
So was that the moment where the fatal syndrome stopped and you're like, this is real? Or when did that hit?
Oh God, I don't know if it has yet, to be honest. I have these moments I look at him and I'm like, he's ours, right? This is real. And we were talking about it last night. Because I was just holding him and he was screaming his head off and I was trying to calm him down. And I'm just like, I know he's mine. I know he's ours and he's here. But I haven't had that, what I expected to be this big crescendo, breakdown, bawl my eyes out. I can't believe this is real moment. And I think it's because we're still in the beginning. So it's kind of survival mode still. But I love him. And I think a part of me is just so scared of something bad happening that I'm just on the most unbelievable high alert.
Yeah. It really is. There's the traumatic PTSD is real in this. You lose a life, right? No matter how many weeks you're along or whatever the case is, you lose the ability to believe in I was put here to do this. Why can't I do this? I've been able to do everything else in my life that I've wanted to do. Yeah. Why can't I do this?
Yeah. That is such true words. Cause you have your body, get your period every month. You're everything should be working right. And then it doesn't. And for us, it ended, the 2 times that it ended, one was at 11 weeks and one was just before 16 weeks. So it was just so jarring because you plan and you get excited and this is your path and then it's just over and you've already told everybody and it's so awkward and then everybody's apologizing. And for me with this, I took the world on this journey and I was so scared that something bad was going to happen. And I was so afraid, if something bad happened, I'd never be able to leave again because when something bad happens, I like to put it away. You know what I mean? But if people are going to be constantly coming up and be like, oh, I'm so sorry this happened. I didn't know if I'd be able to handle it. So I was even afraid, even when people went out and they're like, congrats on the baby coming. Instead of being, oh, thank you. I felt like I was going to barf every time. Because I'm like, let's not say congrats until he's 5. or at least 1 and he didn't die of SIDS and he didn't, because in my head, it's going to happen. Even though I manifest it won't.
Right. But you are, so much about, that's the other side of you is, so much about life after death, right? That's part of your brand is there is something there. So I think you're even closer to what it is. Did you have any moment? So here, I'm going to share a quick experience with you and I want to know if you had a moment like this. after the loss of my first pregnancy, which was twins, 20 weeks, twins, right? So people still today will ask me, didn't you had twins, didn't you? And I'm like,
it hits you.
It still hits. And I have to say, nope, but I have 2 healthy kids. Like I know where they're coming from because it's in their muscle memory. But when I was pregnant with Layla, my oldest, she's now 11. When I was pregnant with her, it was, nobody knew. I hadn't even taken a pregnancy test yet. I remember the road I was on, the song Shine Bright Like a Diamond came on my radio. And I started crying, like from toe to head crying. And I was like, I'm pregnant and it's going to be a girl. Not a conscious big voice thought, but an internal thought.
Yeah.
And then I found out weeks later I was pregnant, and I found out weeks after that it was a girl. And when you meet Layla, that girl was like coming in hot.
Mm-hmm. She was.
So did you have a moment after loss that you were like, it's going to be okay? Does anything stand out to you where kind of like your angel babies were talking to you maybe?
I had weird moments, but it was different. I had moments that I knew I would never have kids. It was that feeling. And it was after the second loss. And I remember it was just like fact. It was like sky is blue. I just knew in my heart that no matter what I was going to do. And every time I went to the clinic and stuff, I just felt in my bones I was wasting time. And I felt like, why am I here? And I tried to tell myself it was just like the voice of doubt. And I'd actually gone to a psychic who had told me that I would only ever have 2 children of my own. I was very transparent with her. And I said, were they the ones that like I was supposed, like that the miscarriages I went through? And she was like, yeah, I really think it was. And that validated what I felt, because I just felt like I was wasting time. And then when I met Jesse and, we had gone through everything, we had done the transfer and stuff. It wasn't like a crazy over my body thing, but I think I had just put it in my head that it was going to work. And I just felt like it did. And I remember she was taking tests. She's like, oh, like, it doesn't look like it worked this month. Like, it just does. I don't think it did. But I just was like, just wait. And again, it was just like that thing. It felt like fact. Like, it felt like I knew. But I always wanted a girl so bad. And that was one thing. And I'm like, I was waiting for this moment of feeling like it would be a girl. But I think I was meant to have a boy. I think I was meant for that. But no, it's crazy that you had that. And I've heard that about people. And I wonder if you had that so much stronger because it was in your body and it was like something you were carrying. Because for me, it's not. It was like this thing. And that was one thing. I'm a very spiritual person. I feel very connected to people in my life. Sometimes I feel like I'll snap people or I'll send people a message and I just know something just feels a little off. But I told him this whole time, I'm like, I don't feel connected to him. I didn't. And I was like, I don't know if he's ever going to come. And he ended up being so late. And I was like, I just feel like it's not going to happen for some reason. And even to this day, I love him and I look at him, but like, usually when I meet someone, I get such a good read on them. And I don't know if it's because he's so close to me, but I don't get a good read on him. I'm like, I love you in your mind, but like, I can't tell who you're going to be yet. Like,
And that's okay.
It's so weird. It's so weird. I think
both of you are so intuitive and so spiritual. And I know, Nikki, you don't touch on it that much, how spiritual you are. Right. But like you both are very, very similar in that aspect of like, you kind of already know what's going to happen. You can
feel it, right?
You really feel it.
You do. But when you're scared to lose, that's a different type of feeling. Because you're like, does it to you, though. I am not afraid to win. I'm not afraid to go after what I want, but to feel that potential losing in a way that will break your heart is a different type of vulnerability.
Absolutely. No, I agree. I also think that loss makes you really intuitive too. I think when you've seen the other side and you've experienced, especially something that close to you, I think that makes you intuitive. It makes you believe in things that other people don't understand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Frankie and I, before this, we were talking about our past lives. And I told Frankie that when I had my miscarriage, I went immediately to like a psychic and I needed to know why. And I wanted to know who they were and where they were and what the signs were. And I was told that every life before this, I was a man and that my miscarriage was to lean me into my feminine divine era. And it sure as hell did. It did.
Yeah.
It did. Because then I looked at pregnancy differently. I looked at womanhood differently. I looked at women as like, wow, we are literally magical. The amount of things that have to go right for a healthy baby to be born is crazy. That's cosmic shit.
You're literally told your whole teenagehood, like, sex one time and you will be pregnant and you will die. And it's like, it's just not that. Teenagers listening don't.
Well, Nikki, did you have health class in high school? What was your health class?
Do you think I paid attention to anything till it was relevant to me?
Yeah,
No.
like that was.
I went to so many high schools. I went to a public school in grade 9, and then I went into Catholic school. So I got grade 9 public school sex ed education, which was so good. And then in Catholic school, it was just like, don't have sex till marriage. You don't have to worry about anything.
Oh my gosh.
You won't get STDs if you don't have sex.
Speaking of sex and marriage, doesn't like the fertility journey that you were on can take a real toll in marriage?
Oh yeah. Cause like it goes from like, you have sex to it's like, it's the right time. The little machine that I peed on said it's the time. And it's like, wow, buddy, that's not romantic. And then I remember at some point, like deep in it, I'm like, I feel like we're just buddies at this point. We're buddies with a common goal. Like high five. I was like, I think we got it. We've been together for so long. So we've been together for 17 years.
Wow.
And like it's not like romance is totally dead, but the truth is we're besties. We operate well together. I feel like it's crazy because him and we work together. So we are together 24/7.
Yes.
So we have just like a really good, like we love each other. We're husband and wife, but like we're besties after a common goal still, I guess.
Did you ever do the extremes? Like did you ever have your legs up on the wall where you're like, is this going to work?
I would listen to like YouTube manifestations and it would be like some men would be like, it was so gross. I'd be like, you are getting pregnant. I'm like, I can't do this. This is weirdly sexual and disgusting. Or like, I would like go and sit and be with one in nature. Or I'd like go lay in the grass and be like, I'm just grounding with the earth. It's going to work. And I'm like, this is terrible and I hate it.
Yeah. I don't know that a lot of couples, I would be curious, right? If there were statistics on how many couples end up breaking apart.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah. And even from miscarriage, because like the woman might be different in handling it than he is or vice versa. It's like, that is a journey that no one prepares you for.
I feel like Adam is an anomaly of a man. And I don't even say that as like he's great because he's my husband. He has supported me in everything that I want to do, no matter how insane it is. When I was like, hey, instead of getting a job, I'm gonna fart on the internet and stuff for fun. He's like, you get it, girl. Like, he has stood behind. Like, I went like I'm sure there were points where I was just like a manic, psychotic mess in my early 20s when we were going through this. Like, especially that like 2014 to 2017. That was probably the roughest, hardest time. And I wasn't even a person. I also got Meniere's disease during that. So I got diagnosed. I lived a whole year with vertigo on the ground. Like, our marriage has been through so much. He's had his brain injury. There was a point, and again, like this circles back to 2020 and TikTok and how thankful I am. Like, before TikTok, Adam had his brain injury. We were in the year of silence in our house. No light, no sound, no anything. I had Meniere's disease. I had vertigo. Neither of us could function. Our house was a mess. We were like $100,000 something in debt. Like, we thought this was the end. It was bleak. It was bleak. And he always kept his cool. And he was so kind. And he's like, we're going to figure it out. And you're going to figure it out. And I'm just so thankful for him. Because even though he's been handed such shitty situations, he's never stopped being him. He's become more spiritual, more intuitive, more everything. Sorry, I'm just
what do you think makes him that? Because listen, I'm not going to lie. Selfishly, I'm raising a son. And I want to raise him to be a great man. Like, what do you think it is that makes
Adam had no childhood trauma. None. His parents love him so much. He nothing. Like, he was never bullied. Like, he never went through anything. And he always says that because his parents. Here's the other thing. His parents are very just monotone. Adam is so they just coast. They're just like, yeah, it's all good. Like,
we're all good.
They're the calmest, sweetest people. Where in my family, I have like a sick mom and a Hungarian father. That's trauma on its own, okay? And
I think it's so funny, Nikki, because you always ask about like what we're doing. You're like, how does Celina do it all? I'm like, honestly, Adam is essential.
No, he says that to me all the time, and I'm like, find me an Adam.
Find me an Adam. We still, like, I feel like, especially with his brain injury, he forgets a lot of stuff. So son will be messed up, and if it doesn't get in the calendar, if it doesn't for me, it's gone. Especially right now with like the baby, if it's not in the calendar or I've written it down or I've literally like put it on my forehead and set an alarm on my phone, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We get it down. It's funny because I have your calendar on my Gmail and I forget sometimes to click it off. And I'm like, I have a nail appointment right now. I'm like, wait. Whose is this?
See, that's the crazy thing with the baby. This is the first time in like 6 years I have no nails. They're just these crusty little flimsy, because I'm like, I don't have time. I don't have time for nails anymore. I'm committing to just lashes because it's the only thing I commit to. I'm going to dye my hair at home. This is it now.
All right. So I want to ask you, how do you keep your losses alive? Do you talk to those babies? Did you name the babies?
Yes. So first one really thought it was a girl. So it was going to be Ellie. And then second one, I felt it in my soul that it was going to be like a boy. And that was Charlie. And I used to wear a necklace that had their names on it. But at a point, like for me, loss really changed me in the fact that I disappeared from everybody. I didn't go. All my friends had kids. I couldn't go. I couldn't be around it. I couldn't watch shows with loss. I couldn't watch shows with kids. I remember going to my brother and saying like, just don't until I do, which was selfish, but he was a kid. He wasn't married or anything. And I kept them alive for a bit to a point where I had to put it away and not think about them as much. But I would think about them on their due dates. And I would think about them on the day I had the miscarriage. I'll never forget my 2016 miscarriage. I had just finished, got home, and an alarm on my phone kept going off. And it started right when I got home, and it went off the same time that Wednesday every single week. And I just kept that phone charged. And I would listen to that alarm every week for like 2 years, which is crazy. And it was just like this weird Wednesday reminder. But, you know, I thought about them more when I was holding him for the first time. And when I have these quiet moments with him in like the middle of the night and I just look at him and I think of what our life would be, because we would have like a 12-year-old, which is insane. Wait, 12? An 11-year-old and a 9-year-old. And I think about what our life would have been. We definitely wouldn't be where we are now. Probably would have both been sick and super in debt and wouldn't have been able to give them the life. I'd still choose it over everything. Do you know what I mean? I'd still choose it. But I really wondered too if they had like a huge part on getting him here safe. And then I cry and I hold him in the middle of the night. Yeah. And I'm just like,
oh, I 1,000% believe that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Nikki, that's very similar to you. Like,
we celebrate. I've gotten a lot of compliments on social media because I've shared the journey as you have, right? And it's like I share it because it's healing for me. And I don't realize how healing it is for other people who don't have a platform or never felt like they could say it out loud, right? Because we're taught to carry our pain in our own private manner.
Well, some people think of it as too taboo, and it's not.
No, it's not. And then you learn it, especially like you said with TikTok. I'm like, wow, I did not know this many people were like truly connected to. There's a lot of people that are like, I never talk about my losses. I've never named them. And now you make me want to go back. And like, I think the journey, right? It's almost like, how can you create history, like erase history and it not have done something to serve you?
No, exactly. No, I'm so glad I named them. And it was that I feel like as soon as I got pregnant, I kind of like had ideas and I kept it that way. But through the years, I think they come to me in my dreams sometimes and I see what they would have looked like. Oh. And I love that. And like, if I sit and I can like put it in my mind's eye, you know, and I can see them, I know exactly what they would look like to this day. Like I can picture them. I could draw them exactly as I think that they would look like. And it means so much to me. And it's crazy because over these years, like I made TikTok saying, I'm never going to have kids. And people would come up to me and they'd be like, you know, I've dealt with my fertility issues. Like that's one of the things, especially, I don't know what it is about malls. I get approached a lot at malls and people tell me their journeys and I love that they share with me. And they're like, I just never felt like I could talk about it until I saw you talking about it so much. Cause I made a lot of TikToks because so many people would ask me in live, like, oh, do you have kids? And I'd have to be like, I'm never going to, which is weird. And Adam, we were looking the other day at TikToks. He's like, you need to stitch these and be like, look, we did it.
Yes.
I really took myself as being one of those creators that it was like, sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes it will never work. And that's our story. I'm just the one that never got that happy ending. It's just never going to be that. And in a way, sometimes like I feel like a little bad because there were people that were in the same boat and I was kind of that for them. And then I went and had a baby. But at the same time, everything changes. I can't commit to anything, right? Like you can't. You never know what the future holds. Even for people who, you know, are set in the ways like the way I was, where I'm like, it's not going to happen. We found a way.
It's wild though what you just said, like you feel bad. It's wild how much guilt we carry as women, and then you turn it into the motherhood thing, and it's like, I think you were talking on the other podcast about mom shame. It's like you feel bad if you're ahead of someone else who's going through what you were going through, right? I'm coming out of the other side of divorce, and sometimes for people who are just thinking about it, I'm like, oh wow, I feel bad that I'm here and they're there. Like, why do we do that as women? So talk about that from the standpoint of your...
It was, I remember he was 4 days old, and I had to run, because we had to do paperwork with lawyers, I had to run them into FedEx. And I went into Staples and I mailed it and I came out, and this woman yells across the parking lot. She goes, Celina. And I'm thinking like, oh, it's fan. They're going to say hi. And she goes, where's your baby? I'm like, home with dad. I'm just mailing something. She's like, how dare you leave the house without that baby? But like, she wasn't being funny. And it was crazy that like, we're expected to, you know, completely be there 24/7. Mm-hmm. And for me, and I'm going to be so transparent, I've talked about this before, I really struggled in those first few days. Like I had a huge panic because like this was something I wanted and fought for all these years. But the couple days before I had food poisoning, I hadn't slept for 3 days. I'm not built, because of my autoimmune disease, to have like go on no sleep. Like it's not good. And I remember holding him and I immediately felt so responsible. And I was like, holy shit. Am I right for this? Did I make a mistake? Which I don't feel that at all now. And I need to be so transparent about that. But I had a moment where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And I remember getting home and I was still dealing with food poisoning. I like threw up 3 times and I came out and I needed to sleep so bad. And I just started crying so hard. And Adam's like, what's wrong? And you know what was great? I think I scared Adam a little bit in those first couple days. But I said after, I'm like, did I scare you? And he's like, you know what? I was scared for a minute, but he's like, I knew you'd come back. He's like, I knew you were going to bounce back. Because I remember my parents coming over right when we got home. And my mom was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I just need to lay down. And I remember I got home and Adam just let me like sleep for like 6 hours in the middle of the day. And I was so thankful for that. But like, it was really scary. And I felt shame just even from myself. I'm like, I've waited for this for 12 years. Yeah. I should not put him down even for a millisecond. And, you know, you hear stories, but like, I thought motherhood would be easier.
Because we've only seen the shit on the movies and in these perfect social media or fucking blogs.
They're like, this is my morning with newborn. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, dude, I didn't even realize my tit was hanging out. Started. And I don't even breastfeed.
Correct. Don't get me started.
That's why I love being an uncle, because then I'm just like, I get the really good parts, and then I'm like, when the bad parts happen, I'm like, I'm going home. Like,
but not every there is no one size fits all. So all this parenting advice and all this generational motherhood stuff that we put on each other is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. And people's opinions. I'm in this Facebook group and I love it. It's called August Babies 2025. So it's just people with babies in August.
Oh, that's really smart.
Cool.
No, it's great. And I had mine on the last day of August. So everybody's babies are 4 weeks older than mine. So I'm seeing everything that's coming up. But those moms in there, they were either the most supportive people in the world, or you get some of those women and they're just like, how dare you do this and this and this and this? And I'm like,
listen,
stop.
I am the mom right now that when my kids were toddlers, I was like, Celina, all the videos of me were like, okay, great job. Let's have this now. Do you want raspberries or blackberries? And now I'm like, get the fuck off the stairs. I'm now literally.
You went from like almond mom to like MSG mom to we're just living at this life. Like you literally. Were so, with Layla, you were so picky. Like
no
picky.
Food dye. She was on a sleep pattern.
See, that's Adam. That is Adam. Adam is crunchy as shit. I say this is I aim to be a half cigarette mom. Like get up, brush it off, but also like brush your teeth. Do you know what I mean?
Brush your fucking teeth. The other day.
4 root canals, babe. No.
I had 2, Celina.
You had a bad.
Mine all failed.
I think root canal makes you fucked up in the head too.
I'm pulling them all. I had 4 of them. None of them took. They all hurt. I'm going to pop them out.
Wait, no. Do not go down the rabbit hole of looking up the holistic.
I already did. No, No, that's why I'm pulling them out. And I'm just going to get like a denture. I don't even care.
Celina,
all of these, so bad.
When I had miscarriages, I thought it was because of my fucking root canals at one point.
I thought that's why I got Meniere's disease, because of cavities. I'm like, I look too deep, and I'm like, I think my cavities are giving me vertigo.
Frankie, Dr. Sylvia, I ask him about my root canals all the time, and he just shakes his head. He's like, Nikki, he's like, a root canal is not, and he talks about the new way, like how mine are done, and all the stuff I'm reading was not how mine. I don't
Have
buy
you seen
it.
the new science?
There's some neurological mess between.
Oh yeah, no, my wisdom teeth, I can still feel the nerve like it back there. It's crazy. But listen, I think we should all just go one day. We'll take a trip. So where do you get it done? Turkey, like, and all get veneers.
They're gonna clip my neck skin back while we're there. Might as well do a 2-for-1.
Oh, do it.
I want to go anywhere and just get all cut up. Exciting.
Did you guys see Kris Jenner's facelift?
Oh, she's so hot.
She looks so good.
Sign me up.
So good.
I also, speaking of the old me, I used to be like, I'm not going to do anything. I love the aging gracefully. Now I'm like, clip the fucking,
meanwhile,
like a
I get looped
dog.
in with the med spa and you're like, dude, I want the work.
I went to a yoga class the other day and she's like, now lift your eyebrows. And I'm like,
yeah.
I did nothing. She's like, now furrow your brow. And I'm like, nothing. I'm like, I've had Botox since I was 25.
So I think we should document this now.
Yes.
Look ahead a little bit as your child is growing up. What type of mom do you think you'll be if you had to put an archetype on you as a mother? In a few years?
Think, what is it? Half cigarette mom. Have you heard the cigarette mom? They're just like rough and like, do you want a sip of my whiskey? Like, obviously I'm not going to do that. But I really want him to freedom. I don't want a helicopter. We live in the country. What I can picture more is him. I feel like he's going to have a mullet and he's going to be fucking climbing trees. And I feel like he's going to be crazy because I'm a little crazy. He looks like his dad, but he has my personality. I talk to him and he just goes like, who are you? So he's going to have sass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that because when my kids were babies, I was like, we took Layla to the pediatrician, her very first appointment.
Yeah.
Her doctor goes, oh, you have an intense baby. And I was like, had no idea what that meant.
Yeah.
But the doctor knew. The doctor's seen some shit. And she's not wrong. Layla is intense. She's gonna do big things. I'm gonna be on a W-2 working for her at some point.
Yeah.
Good.
But, but with motherhood, you're like in it, man.
So like told me he's gonna have an old soul. So that'd be fun. And everyone says like, cause again, I still have to work. So we have a nanny a couple days a week and that was another guilt thing. But everyone says he's a good baby. I'm like, what do you, he screams so much. His witching hour shit.
Oh,
he cries till he like, isn't he like, there's no sound. He's just like,
I think you should touch on that a little bit more too, because the help and the guilt. Because Celina, you were a lot different than Nikki, where you understood. You were like, I need somebody. It took me with this one so long to convince her to get
Frankie.
help.
When I told Frankie I got a nanny, he's like, thank God. He's like, my sister, she did it all. She
and for me, like you cannot.
But to the expense of. So let's take it back. I did everything to the point of wanting to strangle everyone around me.
Yeah.
Just so I could feel like a fierce martyr.
When'd you sleep? When?
Lori Berkner on CD got me through a lot. Lori Berkner's Little Disc.
What is that?
Shady tree. You and me. I remember feeding Layla in the middle of the night several times. I remember the exact music that was on. But I don't know why I was such a martyr. I think we're talking about generations of women. I felt like I was supposed to do it all. And now I'm like, oh, wait, I'm going to be a better woman. My kids are going to see me rock it. Mm-hmm. They're going to see me shine. I'm going to have energy to do the things for me and for them.
Yep.
We got to get out of that shit. So I'm proud of you.
I just remember Frankie saying to me, that he was glad that I was doing that, because I really thought it was going to be easier. And I was seeing all those different TikToks of, look what happened to my kid in childcare. Like, they got bruised and all this kind of stuff. And I remember those, like, I think I did it completely by myself for about 11 days before I needed to tap. Because the truth is, with Adam's brain thing, can't lift the baby. He can't anymore. He did for the first few days, but once he got about 8 pounds, he couldn't. So it was like, oh, he needs change. Well, I had to put him there and I had to do this, and I couldn't do anything. I missed one YouTube video, which is, I feel good on my own, but like, there was no time that I could leave because he was up every 2 hours. So anytime I sat up, but then I also wasn't sleeping. So I got a hold of this place called The Womb in Woodstock, and they had like baby doulas. So I'm like, I just need you to come 3 days a week for like 4 hours. Yes. So we had that to start, but then we ended up finding this amazing nanny. I love her. She loves our baby so much. She's here right now, but she comes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and she's here from 8 till 4. And the thing is she's here. So I go up like every hour and I give him a kiss so he doesn't forget who I am. But when I first started that, I remember my mom kind of being like, huh? And my brother being like, well, we did it on our own.
Yes.
Like, well, you have mat leave. Like, people are going on mat leave. They're just home. I still have to do stuff. And I have unbelievably bad diagnosed ADHD. I'm horrible at time management. Things leave my brain immediately. I couldn't function. I'm like, okay, I'm holding you. I can't even, like, I always have a headphone in. I'm a way better mom if I have a headphone in and I'm listening to episodes of Sister Wives. I'm so obsessed with polygamy right now. I don't know why.
Nikki, you might have to listen to Sister Wives or do the headphone trick. And then
I'm going to start Big Love. One headphone in your ear, listening to a show. It's like the overstimulation brings me completely down. I don't get bored. I can get nap trap. One headphone. That's it. Changed really everything.
Smart. You can hear everything, but you can. Oh.
Do you have announced notifications on where like you get a text to say it, or is
I turn that shit off. That's too much. That right there is
overstimulating.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so wait, but back to the like feeling like the parents. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, that was. But like, again, I had to explain to them, because I think it's hard because I don't go to a job and they just see the videos on the internet. They don't see the scripting of things and the recording of the ad and then the editing of the ad. And then in the middle of all that, I'm doing laundry and checking the baby and I'm a caregiver for my uncle, going to my uncle. And there's like so many different tiny little pieces. And I'm like, I literally can't function. Like, you guys think I'm just playing, maybe? Like, they get it now. They know that I work really hard, but it's like, I need to work on this next book. I need to do all this. And they don't see that. They just see what shows up on Facebook or what shows up on TikTok. So people, even when they'll see me out again at the mall, they're like, where's the baby or something? Because I had to pop in the mall to grab stuff for showcase, to like, I had to film an unboxing of mystery dolls. And I had to go to the mall to pick them up. Like, well, why isn't your baby with you at the mall? And I'm like, well, this is work. It doesn't look like work, but this is work. So people look at you weird, but at the same time, I'm like, in Canada, really there's mat leave for a year. People, or you can do a year, or you can do 18 months. I'm like, if I didn't have to do social media or do any work, then I probably could do it maybe almost on my own. But no. Also, Adam's mom is awesome. She stays 2 nights a week, so I get to sleep 2 nights a week.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And
she loves the best part. I'm sure.
And you know what? She's been awesome. She's never for 1 second been like, what are you doing? She is, again, Adam, no trauma, nicest, calmest, sweetest, chillest people. When I said, like, we're getting a nanny, she's just like, yeah. I'm like, laundry. But no, my parents came around too, and they understand. They'll call me and they'll be like, can you talk? Or is she there, and that kind of thing, which is really good. But in the beginning, like, I felt bad too. I was like, is this like normal? And Adam, again, he's like, he's always like, stop. Yeah. You don't have mat leave. Like, and he's like, and then he gets back to his head and he's like, it's like you're a single mom kind of, because I can't help as much. And I'm like, you are, and I hate that because he does so much. He's everything that he can't do, he fills in with making the bubbas and washing the dishes and talking to Frankie about stuff.
Yeah. I think more of us just need to be like, whatever you're capable of doing, do it, right? Yep. Like, if you want to be that hands-on mom and you don't want help, do that. If you want to get help and be empowered to do your job still, like, why are we having to always feel like we have to compare and contrast? It's crazy.
Well, I feel privileged.
From the person who did it all, my kids don't remember. My kids don't remember all the shit, so I have to pull up videos and be like, "This was me. Look at us on the floor. Look at how hands-on. Look how nice we were to each other." They don't remember.
But see, that's amazing.
I should have gotten help.
I'm sure it seeded some stuff, and I feel like I have to say too that the people who choose to do it and the people who don't have support, that's crazy, and they're doing everything they can. And I am really privileged that I can afford to have somebody in my house. This wouldn't be me back, the 12 years ago. I wouldn't be able to do all of that. And I don't want to come off as an asshole being like, I can't do it. Truth is, I couldn't. I was literally so scared and overwhelmed. But now, like, I'm to this point. This is honestly, I feel like I'm just coming back into myself these 8 weeks later. I'm starting to get a schedule. I'm starting to feel, and now I just want him to see me as someone who went after what I loved and was still, working, and I'm with him nights, like I'm with him all the time too, so
yes,
I'm finally coming back to myself. So Frankie, I'll be back soon.
It's very funny because and this is the first time we've all been in the same environment together. You guys go through the motions very similarly. Like
what's your sign?
Nikki?
Leo.
You're a Leo.
Okay.
You're a Leo, but it's funny because I use a lot of like my conversational pieces with both of you to go back to the other person and be like, okay, this is how maybe Celina reacted to how I said this. And then like Nikki's also going through it right now. So like maybe I'll word it a little bit differently. You know what I mean? So like you guys, when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. Yeah. And it's like very, very parallel to each other. Like even the last 5 years, when we all started working together, like there was a lot of, shit you guys were going through. And
I always say that when I'm having a hard time with something or I want like to figure out YouTube, he's like, I go, what is Celina doing?
What is Celina doing? Ask Adam.
I'm like, Adam, she has like Adam, like it's so essential. But I think it's cool from my perspective because I've, when we all first started working together, we were at that point where there was a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of, good things, but also a lot of bad things. But to see both of you grow and grow your families and grow your life and grow your careers has been like, that's why I really enjoy going to work every day. Because
I always beg Frankie not to leave me. I beg Frankie. I'll say that to him. I'll be like, Frankie, don't ever leave me, please. Like the other day when you're like, I got a promotion, I like held my breath for a minute and I was like, are you leaving me?
No, everybody's like, what does your new title mean? I'm like, absolutely nothing. Like nothing is changing.
Congrats on your job, but we're happy you're still here with us. We're not.
Yeah, no, there's no change. Like I absolutely love my job and I love seeing both of you strive.
And I think, Celina, like I don't know entirely where I want to go with the podcast. Mm-hmm. But I do know that I want to have conversations with women who are empowered and can share the road that it's been, right? Because there's empowered women, but we came from something. Mm-hmm. Something made us empowered.
Ooh, we came from things.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool with the pod too. It's like, it's something you enjoy. You really enjoy sitting there right now and talking about these conversations.
I have wanted to talk to Celina since 2020. And now I'm like, would you come on my podcast?
Absolutely.
I love you.
And Thank you for having me. It's a long journey to grow these new formats outside of short form. I always related to, I remember exactly where I was when I was on the phone with Celina and you were so upset about YouTube and you were like, I can't get it. And it was funny because guess where I was? I was with you at Beachcomber and I walked up. So Beachcomber is a bar in Cape Cod and there's no service on the beach. So you were calling me and I was like, when you call me directly, something like I answer.
Damn, sorry.
No, and I'm like, it's Celina. Like, and you were calling me directly. Usually Adam is like, our connect. Yeah. So I walked up, you have to walk all the way up to the top of the hill to get service.
Sand dune. Yes.
It's a big sand dune. It's like I have to send you a picture, like directly up, and then you have to walk up the parking lot to the main road to get service. And that was our call when you were like, I'm really upset with YouTube. I don't know how to find my groove. And I was like, and I told you, I was like, people who do YouTube can't find their groove on short form and they have to keep trying. You are just the opposite. You have short form, you have to figure out long form, and it's a long process. And you did. And it's amazing.
YouTube is a fickle bitch.
And now you're crushing it. So before I want to talk about the haunted side of you because it's spooky season.
Yes, spooky.
But first, I usually don't talk about content creator stuff because I'm not sure how relatable it is for most people, but I think it's really magical that you've grown from TikTok to every platform. And this is like full blown. I don't think a lot of people realize how lucrative this can be.
It's a great job. And anytime someone's like, my kids want to be YouTubers, I'm like, do it. Do your best. Try. You can't not, like, you'll fail if you fail, but you keep trying. You're going to get somewhere probably.
So what would you say this has given you?
Everything. Honestly. And I think Frankie was a huge part of that too, because when I first met Frankie, I was like I had 14 million. I was like telling these brands, I'm like $100. They're like, how much would you charge for TikTok? I'm like, 150 bucks.
No, I remember you told me that. I'm like, it was like a cartoon, like it was crazy.
No, and I remember like my friend Chris, she started YouTube and she was doing so well, and I'm like, I need to try. And comparing is the thief of joy for sure. So Chris is like this massive YouTuber, and I was always like, Chris, what am I doing wrong? But the truth is there's such story in what you're doing. And I never hate my job because all I feel like I'm doing is trying to relate with people and make people smile. And, I don't have like some weird agenda, but honestly, if anybody wants to get into it, just do it. Just post, get out of your head about it. No one's thinking about you the way you're thinking about you. No one's being as critical of you as you think. And what people think of you is none of your business. Yeah. And that is such a huge, I just post. I read my top comments, and if my top comments are good, which 99.9% of the time they are, the rest are none of my business.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
That's very true.
Don't read your comments.
Nikki, you went through a phase where when that clicked for you, what Celina just said, it was skyrocket from there.
Yeah, I still, what's held me back, I'll give you a sneak peek into when Remy's a little older. What starts getting weird is when their friends see your videos and when their teachers see your videos and other parents, because I'm like, oh God, I just bitched about Layla being a tween bitch. And now people are going to think she's bitchy. And like, so then that gets in your head, but you've got time. That's what
Adam said to me though. He was like, his life's going to be so different because of your job. And I never thought about that. But in my brain, I'm like, I want to get out of this. Like, I'm going to do this hard. And like Frankie and I've even talked about my future and which way I want to transition. So hopefully by the time like he understands, I'm not still farting on the internet and it's all like depth of the internet kind of stuff. Yeah. But like, I also want to show him like how things evolve. Like where you are now is not where you'll be on social media in a year from now. Like this shit I posted years ago, I cringe. But even now, like even a video from last week, I'm like, that was a choice. Like the one where I'm holding the baby outside and I have the big unibrow. I'm like,
I love that video.
But that was a choice.
But the thing is with ADD, you never know what you're feeling on the day you're feeling it. And then a week later, you're like, what did I do? What the hell was that?
Who was that?
But that's okay. That's what makes you you. And
I love it.
I do think that you get to teach your kids a little bit about the power of being yourself, because they're going to grow up in a world where people are trying to play this part or act a certain way to get the likes and the views. And I always tell Layla, I'm like, do you think I've ever gotten on camera and been like, so here's the cup that I got from the store. Yeah. I've been me, and my kids have gotten to see like,
and that's why you're successful,
authentically me. So that's kind of my takeaway.
And I'm not worried about you because you all will communicate. Like you guys talk, like how, like if something happens or somebody brings up a video, like you talk to Layla, you talk to Chase, like you're very present, all of you very present parents, which is why everything will be fine at the end of the day.
All right, so it's so interesting, especially when it comes to kids. You know what's crazy? I noticed with Remy, I had to stop sharing pictures of him, which obsessed me because I just wanted to show the world. Somebody created a Facebook page, a few Facebook pages of him pretending to be me, but then making AI photographs and being like, and it's me with Remy being like, we love this carrier, and then a link to that carrier. And it's like, I can't show what he looks like now because now people are going to assume that all of that is real.
I know. That's very scary.
Yeah.
Speaking of scary, it's spooky season, and talk to me about this whole haunted estate side of you. Like, I am dying to know this. I love the motherhood bond that we have forever. I'm here for you whenever you need me. But now on to the haunted shit.
Now on to the spooky shit. So the haunted estate was something I started way before social media. I started this podcast in 2014. Ooh. And I had done so much spooky stuff that I felt like I picked up some kind of gross energy from it. So I decided I still wanted to do spooky stuff. And that is where CelinaSpookyBoo was born. People are always like, you do comedy content, but why are you CelinaSpookyBoo? So the haunted state I recorded in this tiny little closet in my house on the floor under the clothes because it sounded the best from a dollar store microphone. And I loved it. And it was the way that I could still talk about spooky stuff because me at my core, spooky bitch. Yes. Living with spooky stuff. Yes. And I was really hoping spooky stuff wouldn't affect Remy. One thing has happened, and I'll share that story in a minute because that's a cool one. But I wanted to do spooky stuff without being super, super, super involved. And that was doing scary stories. And if you listen to the beginning episodes, that was me, not me. I'm like, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Haunted Estate, and I'm your host. Like, it was
Wait, that voice was really cool, by the way. Like, I need voice actor Celina.
Listen to me at the beginning of the Haunted Estate, and it will mess you up. Like, I don't know you. So I did it forever, and we just stopped it last year because, like, it was too much. I was doing 2 videos a week plus the podcast, and I was just like feeling burnt out and overwhelmed. So I transformed it into my YouTube channel. So I'll do these sit down videos where I talk about it, like Ed and Lorraine Warren, and I use a teleprompter, which I recommend teleprompters so much if you want to talk about stuff. It's amazing. The camera goes right through it. You can't even see it. But that's how I do the Haunted Estate now. And then I started doing ghost videos on my channel and stuff like that. And I love ghost videos. I will always be a haunted bitch in the center. I love it.
I love that. I want to know, have you done the Lizzie Borden house yet in Fall
River? But I heard you guys haven't been to Salem.
Have not. I'm in Massachusetts, and
but you haven't been, right?
Haven't been because everybody online is like, it's crazy. And I'm like,
don't go in October.
I know, but my ADD is like, I need the CelinaSpookyBoo plan.
Well, you know what? Salem's cool. It's definitely, like you said, though, it's not like what you think it's going to be.
No, but I want to go in hot with a plan. Like, I'm going here and I'm going here.
Go to a ghost tour. Just do a ghost tour. Okay. Also, I found out that right outside Salem is the #1 pizza place. And we were so mad we didn't go to it because Adam's really into Dave Portnoy's one slice thing. And apparently the best pizza.
What spot is it?
It's just outside of Salem. It's like an hour on the way home, but it's like got 5 stars, and he doesn't give anything 5 stars. So
can you guys try it? Are we talking about? It's on 95. I think I know what.
Yeah, can you try it for me?
Yes,
please.
We're very loyal pizza review followers.
Frankie,
so
can we go do some?
Why don't we go to Salem in a few weeks when I'm home?
Yeah,
it'll be
go to Salem,
and then we have to get Celina to the Lizzie Borden house.
I need to go. I want to do that house so bad.
I've never done it, and we live 5 minutes from it. It was
always
so
like 5 minutes. We did. I think
let's all go ghost hunting together at the Lizzie Borden house. Would you
love that?
Us 3 in a CelinaSpookyBoo ghost hunting video.
I would only do it with you. I said what I said. I don't mess around with that shit. I'm always like, that thing's gonna carry me home. It's gonna join me in my energy because when you have high energy,
you won't.
They grab onto that. They're like, I like this bitch.
Total opposite. Because your energy is so high, you are at a higher vibration than they are. If you are down and depressed and emotional, things will cling to you so much more. Okay, but when it's like a famous haunting like that, that's so residual, that energy's not going to follow you home a lot of the time. Plus, you also just shake it off. Honestly, because my hair's so long, I just whip my hair around, have a shower. I've learned so many ways to like detach that energy. And I also bring a giant crystal skull with me every time.
We get all the protections.
Yeah. Okay, can you do a quick, I want to hear, what does the afterlife mean to you? What does haunted mean to you? I'm really interested in this.
No, there's so many different ways to look at it. So when you look at ghosts, do you mean like ghosts in general or just like literally life after death?
All of it.
Okay, so ghosts in general, you have so many different kinds of ghosts. You have intelligent ghosts, which are people that chose to stay here and are on this plane too connected to human life. Then you have residual haunting. So say there was a shooting and someone ran down a hall, and now they always hear someone running down the hall at the same time every year at this time. That's residual. So that's just like an imprint of heavy energy. It's like when you walk into a room and you're like, weird vibes. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you probably experience that. So there's that. And then when it comes to the afterlife, I 100% believe in reincarnation, 100%. I do think that we sign a soul contract before we come here. They say, this is what your life's going to look like. Do you want to go? Yes, boom, you come. As soon as you're here, you forget about it. And they say, Adam really follows the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which is really interesting. Adam's a very Buddhist, Tibetan, all that kind of stuff. But the way that he explains it is like, this is kind of like a test for your soul to evolve. And you come here, and depending on how your life is here, you're either going to come back in a higher position or a lower position. So say somebody, Hitler came back, say he came back and he was like a street cat that somebody beat or something, like that's because of what he had done when he was on the earth last time. So every time you come here, you need to strive to do your best and be your best. And then eventually when you hit enlightenment or whatever, you don't come back anymore. You just evolve to the complete being. But ghosts, I think that they're here. You know, I believe in evil. I believe in good. Like we're kind of like Christian people here. Like we go to church every once in a while. And I don't think that light, it's yin and yang. Light can't exist without dark. I don't know what's there. I just call it the universe. I believe in what everybody else believes in. I think bits and pieces of all these different religions and stuff, put it all together and make your own. But I just really believe in what Adam had explained with like, you come back until you've learned your lessons and you've evolved as a person. And that's why we try to be as kind as we are. And even when I go crazy, I'm like, after I feel guilty, I need to step back and be like, that wasn't evolving. I didn't evolve today. I definitely took a fucking step back. But
I'm kind of at the point of exhaustion of it for evolving. I'm like, wait, I'm doing all this stuff. Why am I doing all of this?
All this stuff. You don't need to.
Can I just look at the leaves and breathe and go, just look at the skies, right? We're always trying to succeed.
And that's important, though. It's so important to step back. And with content creators, there's always work to do. And like taking a moment to just like sit down is also taking a step forward because you're teaching yourself a lesson of like patience and breaking out of that.
I think that's why I moved near the water, because it's like it gives me that, you know, when I have 10 minutes to myself during the day, like the moment of Zen. So I like will walk down, stare at the water and be like, okay, well, I gotta get back to work. But I did have that 10 minutes of water looking. So
no, I love that.
It's and better than being in the city and like looking at like, you know, smog and crazy trash on the road. I'm like, at least I can look at the beach.
Absolutely. And I do tell my kids often, Celina, that they chose me.
Yeah, they did. They did. And I so believe. And I'm
like, remember, this was your plan.
I think we choose each other in the same lives. Like, I think you guys knew each other in different lives. May not have been your kids. Could have been your mom or your dad or your sister or a friend. But like, it's crazy. Have you ever walked up to someone? Question for you. Have you ever walked up to someone and they're familiar and you just feel like your soul knew them? Have you ever had that where you're like, I know
1,000%. It's happened multiple times.
And I believe that's past life. I think we connect deeply with the same people in every single life. And we're different things to each other in each life. And that also helps us evolve as people because we learn them in a different way. And then after, when we're up there and we do our life review, we look back and we see it all.
I talk to my grandmothers a lot, my grandpas too, but I feel like I don't, it's not even a feeling. Like I know they're a part of this, what's going on for me right now. Mm-hmm. I know they're part of that. They're like,
they're pulling strings.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Absolutely.
Well, I thank you so much for being here today. I could talk to you so much about
do it again. Bring me on again.
I think we'll bring you on again. I also think we need to plan the Lizzie Borden thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
That could be really fun. I got lots of gadgets.
But where can we find you so that others can follow along?
CelinaSpookyBoo everywhere. Honestly, everywhere. You can, if you type that in, it'll come up somewhere. Whatever really you're on.
I'm proud of you. You're rocking it. And Frankie behind the scenes has said so many wonderful things about you. Is like you literally have leaned into like starting from scratch and building your life. Like building it to what it is now, and I know it's going to keep going. So thank you.
Frankie feels like my family, and you do too. And I love your mom and your dad.
Oh yeah, no, you need to come here. That's a whole other vlog.
I will help you guys sign off. We all have a lot lot of work to do, so we need to get on that. So we're going to go back into work mode here.
Give Remy a big hug. I'm proud of you. You got this.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Mwah.